What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the Pucked Up Podcast. My name is Gus Mall, and I'm your host this week, so suck it up, I guess. And as always, I am joined with Danger, D, and Chris. And I hope he's on this side. I flipped my camera. I think it's the right way. It's that way.
Opposite way,
It's gonna be
pal.
He's over there this week.
There it is.
He's there the weekend whistle. He's there on Pucked Up. It never is the same. Anyway, to get the episode kicked off, Chris, what do you have for our trivia question this week?
Ooh, so I have a good one. Seeing as we are all getting ready to celebrate the end of the amazing career of one Jaromir Jagr, who announced his retirement, the legendary Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, he played through 4 different decades. But how old was he when he officially retired from the NHL? Now, I have options for you guys. It is a multiple choice. Was he 45, 52, 55, or 47?
Okay. Those are your options. Lock it in now.
Those are your options.
In your brain.
You guys will find out the answer, just like us, at the end of the episode. So, PWHL hasn't had any games going on, but D, what do you have for women's Olympic updates with our PWHL players?
Well, I have quite a few updates. So the biggest update is very exciting. The USA won. Woo!
Hey!
Yeah. They won 2-1 in overtime, which means that the United States team, the women specifically, only let in 2 goals their entire Olympic run, which is fucking insane.
Dude.
How? That is absolutely nuts. Equally as exciting, for me at least, is that Switzerland took bronze in another 2-1 overtime situation, this time against Sweden. As someone who has Swiss heritage, very excited for the Swiss women. Congratulations. Our MVP, or most valuable player for the Olympics, was Caroline Harvey of the USA. There was also some other people named to the Media All-Star team and the Tournament Directorate 3 best players. You can view all of that online at thepwhl.com. They also have a really great write-up on all of the rookies that played in the Olympics this season. So if you want to go check that out, again, I encourage you to go over there. But mostly, we're just really, really happy that the women had such a great showing. I mean, all of the women's hockey that we watched was incredible. Those girls were hustling. They were fighting hard. It was just really great to see. And I will say that this does make Hilary Knight a 5-time medalist. She now has 2 golds and 3 silvers, which is really fucking impressive to medal that many times. Congratulations to you, Hilary, for that as well.
But that wasn't the only...
Marie-Philippe Poulin also, but hers is 3 golds, 2 silvers. So she is also a 5-time medalist. And those are the only 2 people that are now 5-time medalists. There are a bunch of other people who are repeat medalists. But those are the only players.
Which is still impressive. Like, shout out to Hilary Knight for scoring more goals than any player, man or woman, in U.S. hockey, like, international history. That is ridiculous.
She's a beast. Her first ever Olympics was in 2010, by the way, for Knight, as well as 2010 for Poulin as well. Pretty impressive. Do we think that both of them make it to 2030 or no?
Hilary Knight will do it out of spite because people be saying she won't.
Well, but the crazy thing, though, also is Hilary Knight just didn't walk away with a golden medal.
She also walked away with a fiancé.
She also got engaged right before the game.
She did get engaged,
wild.
Which is also funny. I did see that an interview with her. She was like, "Yeah, I didn't tell my teammates afterwards because it was like they were all just getting pumped from the game." And I was like, "I'll tell them later." And it's not that big. It's like
that's a post game celebration. I did bring this up on the weekend whistle. Sadly, we had issues with the recording. I told Maul, how much higher do you think Layla Edwards' draft stock has gone now? Because she's the only collegiate player for the United States and played against all of these pro stars and actually scored points. Like, if I'm a PWHL GM, I'm looking to be like, And she's so fucking tall.
And
I didn't realize how tall she was.
She also has the support of the Kelsey family as well. So if you're talking about trying to get someone who brings notoriety into the game, is bringing big names in, that's going to raise her stock as well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure she's. I feel like she's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
So,
but shout out to all
game.
of the
And the fact that it went to OT made it even better, because I think Chris and I were texting during the game, and it was a fantastic game.
Because I was at work, losing my shit at work watching that game. On my way home, watching the goal get scored, losing my shit in the parking lot.
And I'm sitting here
crazy.
Texting, I'm like, dude, no way. Yeah, thanks for the updates. I mean, that's crazy. Congratulations to the U.S. women's team for winning gold. It's absolutely crazy. And shout out to the Canadians for getting silver and the Swiss for taking bronze.
And
I mean,
they should hold their heads high. They should hold their heads high.
Absolutely, every team fought hard for the place that they got. Every game was fantastic. There was a lot of overtime games, which was just goes to show the level of competition that is in the sport. And speaking of Olympics, Danger, what do you have for other Olympic updates?
Oh, the Olympics are essentially done, at least the NHL, the important shit. But USA, you did great, man. Couldn't be happier. But so the biggest hockey story on the planet right now, of course, is the Olympic Games. And if you were like me and lame and missed the gold medal game, boy, did we miss a good one. I'm so mad at myself. But Jack Hughes delivered the golden goal, is what they're calling it. Team USA took home the men's Olympic gold for the first time since 1980, and it happened in the most cinematic way possible, with Jack Hughes scoring in overtime to beat Canada. NHL.com literally called him the hero of the games after that overtime winner. The reaction across the league was pure chaos. Teammates, rivals, even MLB players were celebrating. Devils players were losing their minds watching Hughes clinch it. I think Quinn may have cracked a smile, even celebrating with his brother. George Springer was out of the Blue Jays spring training and rocking USA pride. USA's identity, I think we can all agree, really was about grit, goaltending, and legacy moments. Wasn't a fluke run whatsoever. Connor Hellebuck was unreal, described as beyond belief in that gold medal game. He built what NHL.com called a golden legacy. And honestly, not an exaggeration there whatsoever. Every time Canada pushed, Hellebuck slammed that door. And then there's the emotional heartbeat of the team honoring Johnny Gaudreau. The group talked about how much it meant to them, and you could really feel the energy and his energy, and specifically in the way that they played. Canada, unfortunately, fell short, but didn't go down quietly. Canada's room wasn't devastated, more like frustrated, but they were still very proud. Nathan McKinnon talked about missed chances. Cale Makar broke down what went wrong. The team insisted they still had no regrets, though. One of the bigger shocks, and I remember reading this and going, what the frick? But Sidney Crosby sitting out that gold medal game, the staff said it was about what's best for the group. But kind of a big decision on the biggest stage.
Well, he definitely got his shit rocked in the last game. So.
Yeah.
He did get a lower body injury to his knee, and honestly, like if I was Crosby, I think he symbolically did it to kind of hand over the mantle, because Connor McDavid was the one that got the captain's jersey, and he literally said, "I'm just keeping the sea warm for Crosby." Like,
which shows the respect that everyone has for Sidney Crosby,
And I think a lot of that was symbolically like, hey, I don't want to ruin the rest of my career with the Penguins, because, they're doing good this season, right?
Right.
But also, I think it's time. Well, they're in a playoff spot, so we're close
Yeah.
to it.
They'll make
They're
the
doing better
playoffs
than
this
we
year.
think. So, and I think also it's like, hey, it's time for me to have another person kind of take the mantle because Crosby's held it for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Right.
it's that's symbolically him saying, giving his blessing, that's
And
how I took it.
he definitely has earned the right to be able to put his own health first as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
He's a player that gives himself so selflessly on the ice, for whatever team he's playing for, whether it's Canada,
Mm-hmm.
the Penguins. But going back to more of the news, I think the big story and the big fun part to watch was really this blossoming of the Hughes brothers era arriving.
They played
I know
well.
one of my
They
favorite.
played well.
Yeah. One of my favorite moments from the coverage was Quinn Hughes talking about how proud he was of Jack after that overtime winner. The Hughes family basically took over the Olympics. Quinn made the all-star team, Jack scored the golden goal, and Luke had just an amazing breakout tournament. It really was the perfect showcase for hockey, I think. USA versus Canada and the gold medal game was described as the perfect showcase for the sport. And honestly, it lived up to every bit of that hype. It was fast, nasty, emotional, star-driven, everything we've been begging for since NHL players last appeared in 2014. And now that we've had the taste of that again, I think the pressure for keeping NHL players in the Olympics is going to be massive. So, my big question to the listeners is to sound off in the comments, who is your Olympic MVP? Jack, Hellebuck, someone from Canada who deserves more love. But definitely drop your takes down in the comments because I'm curious to know what y'all think too.
Not Connor McDavid for the second time in his career getting a consolation trophy after losing the big game.
Getting MVP of the tourney and not even winning, like, dude.
Yeah. It was like, was it
That's
last
gotta
year,
hurt.
2 years ago, when they lost the Stanley Cup and motherfucker was the Conn Smythe? And we're like, what? Proof
But
that Connor McDavid still can't win the big game.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Never a bride.
Honestly, right? Yeah. And you know what? He catches that bouquet every wedding.
Every season he gets one.
One day it will be his turn, but I'm afraid that it may not be with a Canadian team. Unfortunately,
Right.
I think that this might be the cement he needs to be like, all right, if I want to win fucking anything, I need
Go
to
literally
go
anywhere else.
Also, shout out to Finland for taking bronze. I thought that was going to be a way closer game than it was. 6-1.
Dude, they showed up and they were
They
like,
fucking
Slovakia,
shitted on them.
they took out all of their frustration for losing against Canada because they gave up 3 unanswered goals to lose against Canada.
Yeah.
For the finals playoff spot, right? And they were like, you know what, we're gonna take it out on Slovakia, which was a fantastic team.
They blew them the fuck out. Here's my question.
Absolutely.
Does Jack Hughes get his teeth fixed? Or do you rock that?
Yeah.
Those are gold. That's a gold medal winning fucking tooth chip.
Melt your tooth and put it there. Or melt your metal.
That smile of his with the chipped tooth in the front is
I would
great.
make them gold and be like, yeah, you see these? I want a gold medal after getting these fucking broken.
Give himself a gold grill made out of his metal. That would be amazing.
When we were watching the game, and I said, I think for the first time in the history of the sport, Canada has more teeth than the United States.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Because Brent Burns wasn't on the team.
Hughes has lost a few teeth.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for the Olympics. Huge shout out to Norway for absolutely blowing every country out of the water in total medals. They just destroyed. Shout out to the winners of the Winter Olympics. Norway.
You know what's crazy about Norway that I just recently found out?
What?
Apparently at like sports in Norway, they don't let kids start keeping score until they're 12 years old.
No
to
shit.
inspire like a competitive nature that's just about like the fun of the game and getting out there and giving it your all. So they don't do scorekeeping until they reach 12.
Don't they also
fascinating?
sleep outside in the middle of winter?
Okay, they
They're kinda
don't
weird
make
over
them
there.
sleep outside.
No, but they say it's good for the baby.
They say it's
Only
good
when
for
they
the baby.
misbehave.
The
Weird over
babies
there.
sleep better when they're in outside
Cold, yeah, when they're in
environments.
a colder environment, I guess. Or
Well,
yeah,
Yeah.
outside
clearly they're
environment. Yeah.
literally built for winter and cold since
Built
they
different.
destroyed
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Also, big
So-
shout out and congrats to the US figure skating team for all together for just being
Hell
fucking
yeah.
gangsters. Ilya Malinin was
Yeah.
doing backflips on the fucking ice. What?
The Blade Angels fucking killing it. Love
Oh my
love for
god,
them.
yes. They
Super
are all
cool.
amazing. And they're
Yeah.
super nerdy, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, I love it.
We love nerdy girls doing hot girl things.
Well, and there's
Mhm.
just so many wholesome moments from the Olympics. Like, did you guys see the clip of Shaun White getting to ride down the half pipe?
Yes.
No.
And
I
he
missed
just he
that.
cried when he was at the top. You could see him start to welt up because it's like this is the first time he hasn't competed in the Olympics in like what 15 years, 16 years.
It's been 10
No.
years. No, 8 years. 8 years, I think.
Because he competed
Yeah.
in what, like 4 Olympics back to back?
He competed in a good amount. I think his last one was
Yeah.
8 years ago, if I remember correctly.
So because he got to be over there because he was one of the hosts for I think
Mhm.
ABC or NBC, they gave him an opportunity to get to the top of the quarter pipe and go down and just shred it one last time. And when he got to the bottom, he was just in tears and kind of looked up and like he's like, "Oh, I miss
Yeah.
being on the world stage." You could see it. Such a cool moment. And then what was it, the women's final game for the women's hockey being casted by Snoop Dogg?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
They had a
that
simulcast with
was
Snoop
such
Dogg
an
and Martha
awesome.
Stewart.
Like what the hell? That wasn't on my bingo card for 2026.
And Snoop's an actual hockey fan too, so like
Yeah.
he really buys into it. Also, yeah,
So
Shaun White
cool.
competed in 2022. That was the last one. So you're right. This
Gotcha.
is the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a lot of cool moments. If you missed any, go check it out. Go watch some of the sports. A lot of really cool competition. A lot of wholesome moments. But the Olympics are over, so now we can get back to the NHL because we have games starting tomorrow, and the trades have already started happening. Chris, what do you got for some of the trades that happened? since
Yeah,
the end of
so
August?
the
Today?
big one that popped off today is the Pittsburgh Penguins acquired defenseman Sam Girard and a second round pick in the 2028 NHL draft from the Colorado Avalanche for defenseman Drew Kulak. Now, this absolutely feels like a change of scenery situation because Brett Kulak is not exactly having the best of seasons. He's got 9 points in 56 games. And Sam Girard has only played 40 games and is got 12 points. So both are good defensemen. Sam Girard playing not as good as he normally does. I think this is definitely a depth move that is very much so a let's try a change of scenery, see if that sparks you. But good on the Penguins for snagging a second rounder. Regardless, yes, it's in 2 seasons, but a second rounder is a second rounder in a couple years when Crosby, Malkin, Letang, all the maybe Eric Carlson, maybe all those guys are gone in 2 seasons.
We'll see.
So
So
I got a question for you about this trade. How do you think, okay, Kulak feels going to the other team?
well, considering this is like I believe his 3rd or 4th team this season, I believe it's his 3rd team this season.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, he started the season with the Oilers. Played 31 games and was traded to the Penguins. He's playing his 25 games, and now he is on his 3rd team this season. I feel kind of bad for Brett because, bro, getting passed around like that in the league in 1 season that's a harsh
you know what?
reality.
He got traded to the fucking Avs.
He
Like,
got
if there's
traded to
any-
the best situation.
like imagine getting traded to whatever team is in last place right now.
The fucking Canucks getting traded
that's
to like
my point.
Vancouver.
Exactly. That I would feel pretty shitty about. It's like, yeah, have I been passed around a little bit? Sure. But I'm on the team that has one of the biggest chances to go big this season.
You've got a legit
So I really
chance to win a
don't
cup
care
this
if
year.
I had to crawl through fucking barbed wire to get over here. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
I mean, even if you're a 4th liner, a 3rd liner, he'd be I would gladly be a 3rd line defenseman and play barely any minutes, but still win
Yeah.
a Stanley Cup.
So,
So
now, and then on the other end of that, now you have Goddard being brought up to a team that's almost guaranteed to go to the Stanley Cup, and he just gets to be like, all right, cool, this is sweet.
But on the other side of that, he gets to now play with Crosby, and so you get to have that for forever.
Right. And that team is on a hot streak right now. So, like, I would not want to sleep on the Penguins either because they're playing really good hockey right now. So, honestly, only time will tell if this is going to work out for both sides. You know, Penguins get a little bit extra bolstering of their defense. And Brett Kulak gets the best opportunity in the world.
Well, and that's the reality is we have until March 6th until the end of the trades. So we have a week and a half left. So expect crazy stuff to be coming in the next week. We saw a lot of crazy trades before the Olympics. Obviously, there was the 2-week break during the Olympics. Now we have about a week and a half left. So I guarantee by next week's episode, we're going to have a lot more trades to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready for the offside opinion this week?
I'm scared.
Yes,
sir. Do you feel the Olympics should change their overtime rule and follow the NHL with the Stanley Cup, and instead of 3-on-3, go to 5-on-5?
No.
I mean, yes.
Oh, you think yes? All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I'm going to say yes because I think that it's a more entertaining format to watch, at least for me. 3-on-3 gets difficult. I think it also it keeps playing even. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think overtime, to me, I think it's easier in overtime in a 3v3 situation to get a breakaway moment than it is on 5v5. And so winning by like what some may call a fluke or a mistake that is really hard to catch back up from, I don't think is fair. I would rather see us go for longer and more extra time, multiple OTs, than to see it end in 3v3 because one person is able to just get that one breakaway move that nobody can get back and defend on. And that's just me. Like, that is the only reason why I think it should go 5v5. And again, also, like, we're kind of more used to that being the setup for OT, right? So I think that they should change it. I also understand that this is an international competition, so international rules also need to be taken into account. And I, quite frankly and honestly, don't know what those international rules are for, leagues in France and Finland and wherever.
That's fair.
So I understand, like, we should take them into account. But I personally, as a viewer, think that the 5v5 format is more entertaining to watch. And for that reason alone, I'm for the change to 5v5.
Chris, you said no. Why?
Okay, so in the opposite of that, I really enjoyed the 3-on-3 overtime.
Because America won.
No, because it allows teams that have players that are good on the special team side of things to actually show their talent. I feel like you make a lot of great points, and absolutely what we are used to traditionally is that harsh, heavy battle in the playoffs. And I do love that. But I also love the thrill and excitement of a good breakaway, because not only are you getting a good breakaway from a player that has a legitimate chance, this is a test to your goaltender to see how good your goalie can be to stop a one-on-one. And if your goalie's good enough, guess what? That breakaway is a moot point because he saved it. They're going back down the ice. I love the excitement because it's there. It's a highlight reel, because if you're going to win a game in overtime, it's kind of got to be flashy, right? Like, no one wants to be excited over an accidental kick in goal. Like, if you're going to win in a big pressure cooker situation like that, I want to at least make sure it makes the top 10 on ESPN, But
again, I feel like it's going to make the top 10 anyway, though. Like, regardless, it's OT, so it's automatically top 10 because we don't get extra innings all that often, realistically.
Well, so, unless you're in the Olympics, because we got a lot of overtime in the Olympics.
Absolutely. Almost every game was overtime.
Now, okay.
This time.
Danger, what do you think?
That's a really good question. And
I've literally thought about this all day, by the way, so I'm primed and ready to go.
Which is not
Oh,
fair.
jeez.
Like, you got to think about it all day long.
Well, it's
And
my
we've just
segment.
found out about it.
Right.
You son of a bitch.
I think I have to agree with D, though. I think it's kind of an unfair thing to have it come down to 3-on-3. So, like, if you follow the NHL and go, that's what you said, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, you were looking at me and I was like, am I remembering backwards?
No, I'm thinking in my head
No,
that
like,
Chris is
I
going to
think
be
it
odd
should
man
be a
out.
5-on-5. I think it should be a 5-on-5. Because yeah, it shouldn't come down to, I think, 3 when it's, it's a team-based game. It shouldn't, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a great question. I just hadn't ever really thought about it. So it's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. So here's why I agree with D and Danger. Number one, the ice was 3 feet shorter in the neutral zone, so we saw much more aggressive play.
The game was so much
Yeah.
faster.
We
So
saw
much faster.
Every single game was so much more so fast and so aggressive, right? That
Right.
truly affected line changes.
Mm-hmm. It did.
Almost every single game that went into overtime was won within 3 minutes of the start of overtime. And almost every single one that was won was on a breakaway caused by a line change. And
Right.
it happened when that change happened. That was the breakaway, right? So I think that's kind of a bullshit way to lose a game, especially a gold medal game, because look, I don't care that Canada lost, because in the end, my team captain got a gold, and that's all he's going to see this year. So I'm going to celebrate that. All right.
No, bro, I feel that. Because Jackson Lacombe got one too. So I'm like,
so I'm celebrating the small victories, right? But in reality, Canada outplayed the United States that whole game. They shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only way that the United States won that game was because of
Hellebuck.
Connor Hellebuck.
It was because of
That
Connor Hellebuck, yeah.
man is a freaking wall. Like, he needs to change his last name to Wall, because Joseph Wall is not a wall anymore. Hellebuck single-handedly won that game for the
Jasper
team
Wallstedt.
because of how good he was at defending that puck.
Oh, yeah.
But statistically, Canada was more aggressive. They had more time with the puck. They were in the offensive zone more. They dominated the defensive zone. America won on the breakaway when they were able to get the goals to tie it up. A lot of those were breakaway goals.
Right.
Which is funny, because if you look at the other side of it, what is the one thing that Canada could not figure out how to get? Was those goals on a one-on-one breakaway. Because Hellebuck was just doing great with that.
Well, and the other statistic that was in the favor of the United States is they had a 100% power play kill rate.
Oh, the penalty kill was unreal.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's
18
absolutely
for 18.
disgusting, right? But I think that 5-on-5 would have been a lot more interesting. Like, I get it. Maybe the games leading up to, like, the gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal games, like the championship games, every other game, sure. You want to do 3-on-3, do it. You want a faster game, you want to keep it moving, absolutely. But for the sake of the neutral zone being 3 feet shorter, that made it harder for players to change out. And you think about it, a lot of the players that were in the gold medal, silver medal game were NHL players. So they're not used to that format. Now, I get it. It's international competition, but you lost 3 feet of space that you can use to switch out. I mean, realistically, how much time did they lose in that change out by not having that extra 3 feet, right? But you guys both raising your hands.
Well, I have to maybe change my vote, unfortunately, which sucks.
That's not happening. It's too late.
But hold on, I just point for argument's sake, though. You're okay with it being in a regular season game in the NHL, or you're okay with it for being in a group stage, but because it comes to the knockout tournament, that's when you'd like. To me, it doesn't make sense if you're going to change it just for like the medal round games and not change like it makes
Why?
no sense to have it be a specific thing.
But they already change overtime rules for
Which
medal games anyway. So why
which in
not
my
just make
opinion,
that
even in the
part of-
NHL, I don't think we should have it different than what we do in the regular season. You know?
Right, but what I'm saying is if they already do it, why not make it an exception anyway? You know what I mean? You already changed the rule. So D, go ahead.
So my only thing, because I also agree with Chris in that it should be changed across the board. I think personally it should always be 5v5 in overtime, no matter when in the season we are. But
Yeah.
I did just remember that the Olympics events all took place in the same arena, and so like other shit had to go on. And so
Fair.
it worked in their benefit that most games were over in 3 minutes, and that might have
Yeah.
been like a statistical and logistical thing that they
For
did.
timing.
And for that
yeah.
reason, I can see having to keep it at 3 because of the fact that first of all, there's a ton of issues with the ice, as
Right.
we saw, because every event, so like figure skating versus ice hockey versus speed skating, needs a different texture to the ice, some more
Right,
firm,
yeah.
some more soft. And because there wasn't enough time between events to really dial that in, other events suffered. And so
Yeah.
for that, I'm like, oh, okay, then
So
maybe
I
we
get
need to like
that.
eat one a little bit. And so
But
that's
it's
why
kinda-
I don't know if I'm fully changing, but it is a consideration to be had. And if that is the reason why, I can kind of eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, but if that is the reason, that's kind of shitty because it's like, hey,
It
we're
does
gonna
suck.
hinder your performance, your event, because we suck at scheduling and maintaining ice. You know, that's kind of a shitty thing. But
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think that it would have been more interesting if it was 5-on-5, because then you would have seen a true battle. You wouldn't have seen what happened, which again, I'm happy because I live in America. It sucks Canada lost, but hey, scoreboard, we have 3 times the gold medals that United States does. So when it comes to hockey, so I'm not
I
really
just
that
love
worried
that
about it.
the Maple Leafs fan is finding the small victories in a season where
Always.
It's
you're
all
not
they
going to
can
have
do.
any
I
victories.
do. I absolutely hate though that people are calling it the miracle in Milan, because it's like, dude, you guys literally bitch slapped every single country. It wasn't a miracle. It was the
Yeah.
bloodbath of Milan.
What made 1980 so special is that the United States wasn't expected to do shit.
Right.
To where this year
Right.
anyone is calling it a
Especially
miracle,
against Russia. Like,
it's not a miracle
Yeah.
because the US was the favorite to make the gold medal game against Canada. We're not an underdog anymore. We haven't been an underdog in years. Canada and the United States are your powerhouses for hockey. So was it a miracle that we won in overtime? Sure, I guess, because it was a miracle they fucking made it that far. But in reality, there's nothing miraculous about it other than hockey happens and sometimes you get lucky.
Yep.
Right.
And that's what it was. Canada had the puck first, and when the US got possession of it, Canada did a line change, and that was the game. Because
also,
again, Bennington was good up until he's 1-on-1, and then he just
sucked.
Doesn't do not there. He just disappears.
I do really quick want to point out
you and Bennington just go have a weekend together already.
We don't need more heated rivalries, okay? There's enough of that going around.
I do want to point out that we are not done, that the Paralympics games begin in a few short weeks.
Yes.
And so sled hockey, which is fucking badass, by
it's
the
so
way.
It is. I didn't think about that earlier.
We may see a different result, right? Like the US men's and women's team took it in hockey in the Olympics, but Canada may come back with a vengeance in the Paralympics because they got something to prove. So we still have some opportunities to see some incredibly cool stuff happen. So to make sure you're tuning in if you can to watch the Paralympics. They are such incredible athletes, and they deserve to get as much spotlight time as we have given to the Olympics themselves.
Absolutely.
But they have to, I guess, give it time for them to clean up the Olympic Village and also to reorder all those condoms because they ran out in like 3 days.
They ran out like first week, not even
3 days.
So I found out why. That's because there are athletes that dump the buckets and give them out as souvenirs when they get back home.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean, hey, an Olympic condom.
I'm all for promoting safe sex. So like, I really don't care. They just needed to have more ready to go.
The same person also said that it doesn't happen as much as you think during the Winter Olympics because it's cold and everyone's bundled up. It happens more in the summer because everyone's walking around half naked because it's hot.
Oh yeah, and just everybody's horny. I
So
get it.
with that
Yeah.
being
I get
said,
it.
what do you guys think? Let us know in
I
the
mean,
comment down below.
yeah.
Are you 3v3 or are you 5v5? What do you think? I mean, we have 4 years before the next Olympics, which is going to be badass because it is in the United States.
The French
No, France.
Alps.
No.
It's in the,
In the
French,
French
Alps.
Alps.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah.
hey, France, you have 4 years to prepare a hockey arena.
rumor?
Don't
They already
wait the
have it
last
set. They
fucking
already
minute.
have a
No.
plan in place. They know what they're doing.
They're
They
doing it in
already
a
have it
soccer
out.
stadium.
Yeah. They already
They're
have it
gonna
figured out.
We also
bring in a roof.
the Olympics are going until 2038, so those other places you have time as well. Figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Don't
Not
do
worried
what
about
Milan did.
Utah. They already have it figured out because they have a professional hockey arena.
They're just gonna use the fucking They're just
Yeah.
gonna use the Delta Center.
Yes, I don't know what the Utah Jazz are going to do during the Olympics. But hey, guess what? Actually, no. Do they have
You
this?
schedule them for road games.
Do they
Yeah.
break the same time
Yeah.
that the Olympics?
No.
They don't
I
take a
don't know
break.
I would say I don't know the
No,
NBA
they don't
schedule at all.
because they play
Because they're
they
not a
play
winter
basketball in the
sport.
Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Even though
anyway,
it takes
let us know
place
what
in
you
the
guys
winter.
think in the comments down below. But with that being said, we haven't had any NHL games. So, Danger, what do you have for injuries, fines, and suspensions from the Olympics?
So no new fines or suspensions since I last or since last week.
Don't forget, Crosby got injured, but in the latest update from the Pens, he should be able to play tomorrow. He's expected to play tomorrow.
Yeah, they're expecting him back tomorrow.
So fingers crossed.
I feel the worst for Fiala, bro. That's the one I feel the worst for.
Yeah, that sucks.
Is Kevin
for him, man.
Fiala. Like that's such a rough break, and but hey, watch him bounce back next year and drop 30 for fucking
yeah,
for fucking LA.
Like
Not
when
30
he
goals.
would get hurt with us, like he does tend to heal quickly, thankfully. From what I remember, at least his injuries with us. But
and
that just sucks to see.
Fun fact with injuries, for the NHL to allow their players to go to the Olympics, they took out $3.67 billion worth of insurance on their players.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's wild. And that doesn't include the PWHL. That's just NHL players.
That's just NHL. That's crazy.
The PWHL had a lot of players as well. Their insurance policy was probably also disgusting.
Yeah.
It was also pretty high, I imagine. Yeah.
$7 billion. So their teams are like, go ahead, get hurt. I'm getting paid. I'm gonna make
right.
hurt. Go get hurt. I dare you.
And Max Crozier injury looks like he had to have surgery on one of his core muscles. So
Ow.
Yeah, I was curious with the abdominal one.
Thank you for the update, Danger. Hopefully players get better soon. But now it's time to pass it over to Chris for our favorite learning segment of the show, the Obscure NHL Player of the Week.
Well, you know what? Because the episode unfortunately was corrupted for the weekend whistle, I'm gonna do something different this week. Maul, why don't we do, because it's the Olympic wrap up, why don't we wrap up the Swiss cheese of the week Olympics edition?
So we're gonna make our Obscure Player of the Week also the Swiss cheese of the week.
Olympic edition.
I accidentally muted my mic during that. And it's
That's
going
even
to
funnier.
none other than Italy's own Damien Clara. Damien Clara, let me just tell you, gave up, had a goals against average of 5.13, played for 152 minutes, played for 4 games, lost all 4 games. There were other players who did worse, but he had the most losses for the amount of time he played. He gave up 13 goals in 4 games. Ouch. Ouch. Why?
You know the even bigger ouch?
Supposed to stop those, buddy. It's kind of your
Can
thing.
you guess what team drafted him?
I'm gonna say the Anaheim Ducks. But fun fact, does Damian Clara play in the NHL currently?
No, while still under contract with the NHL, he plays in the Swedish league for Brynäs IF.
Now you know why. So thank you,
And-
Damian, for being the one and only Swiss Cheese of the Week, Olympic edition.
And would you like to know his
No.
stats currently in the Swedish league?
Please tell me they're bad. Please tell me they're bad.
No, they're going to end up being really good, and that's why he got drafted.
No. So
I don't know,
from what I'm seeing,
Pennington, he sucks.
from what I'm seeing, he has played. I just had it up too. Where was he? He has played 30 games this season, a goals against average of 2.49, a save percentage of .888. He has 2 shutouts and a win-loss record of 16-13.
They're not awful.
Not horrible.
No, not awful, but like there's a reason he's playing there and he only played 2 games last year in AHL. So hope he figures it out, because our goaltender situation's not good unless your name is Lucas Dostal.
Well, and shout out to Lucas Dostal, because in the 4 games he played, he gave up 15 goals.
Yeah, Lucas, that's not a great look, pal. We need you to turn that around.
Yeah. So,
be like a goldfish, short memory.
he won 1 game in overtime, lost a game in overtime, and won a game in regulation, lost the game in regulation, and then lost 2 games in overtime.
Bro, well, at least they got to overtime.
He wasn't worse. No. But so congratulations, Clara. Appreciate you, buddy. This week is apparently duck themed.
Yeah. Unintentionally duck themed.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
Makes me think of the picture of the bald eagle attacking a Canadian goose on ice.
Oh my god. Fucking
I love it. You know what? Hey, America can take their wins where they get them, because they need them.
We have bragging rights for 4 years. And then 2030, we're going to get fucking destroyed.
Just brag what you
No,
want. All I'll say is scoreboard. I've had some people come up to me and like, "Oh, how do you feel about Canada losing?" I'm like, shut up. You don't even watch hockey. You have no opinion.
Go fuck yourself. You don't actually watch hockey.
Name who the goalies. Name 2 of the goalies for Team America. Oh, you can't? All right, cool. Then your opinion doesn't matter to me. Sorry.
Yeah. You tell me who started in goal for Sweden? No, then shut the fuck up.
Right. All right. So now that the special obscure Swiss cheese player of the week is done, our obscure Swiss cheese of the week. Oh, I like that. That's got a nice ring to it. I'm really curious to know what the hell is the answer to our trivia question.
All right. So we all know the legendary career of Gordie Howe, who played famously through 4 decades. What age was he when he retired officially from professional hockey? 45.
164.
Fucking for real. 45, 52, 55, or 47.
$47 is my guess.
You're muted.
I don't know that
55.
Okay.
D, you're muted.
You're muted, D.
You're muted.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Not muted now, bitch. I said I'm going to take 55. And then I said, because Maul and I both took 55, it's going to be 52.
Right.
So.
Oh, I forgot 52 was in there.
So when he officially retired from professional hockey, playing for the final time on June 4th, 1980, for the Hartford Whalers, he was 52 years and 10 days old, which still is the record for oldest player to play in an NHL game.
I knew that was going to happen the second Maul agreed
tried
with
as
me.
hard.
To be fair, you were muted, so I had no idea that we were agreeing. That's not fair to me. Well, did you
Chris
guys get
Chris
it right?
Chelios retired at 48, and Jaromir Jagr would currently is 55. After he is now completing his 38th professional season.
That's wild. I couldn't imagine doing something for 38 years. I mean, I'm only 31, so I mean, it makes it.
You haven't even lived 38 years yet.
Yeah.
I've lived 38 years. Plus
You're the
1.5.
only one here that has.
Plus some
So we're
change.
all like, I don't know what that feels like.
What's that like?
I was born in the late 1900s.
Same.
Well, at least you weren't born at the end of the 1900s.
Fair enough.
All right. Did you guys get the answer
Fuck
right?
my
'Cause
life.
none of us did. So let us know in the comments down below. But all good things must come to an end. And just like the Olympics, it's the end of this episode. So until next week, I want to tell you all thank you so much. We will catch you next week in the Face Off Circle.